Everyone, and welcome to another video update for the Augur. This time we're going to be talking about tables, specifically how to add your own tables to the Augur. So when you open the table or the Oracle panel, you see that we have the Iron Sword and the Starforge tables, and you can roll on them by pressing on the name. Okay, but now you also have this user entry right here, where you can see tables that you add yourself to the game. These ones I added for this video, and now we have this tag drop down here that allows you to filter and organize your tables. So if we press on this icon right here, we can see the table itself, we can see everything inside the table, and notice that here we have now this tag magic, which corresponds to the filter that we use here. And I'm going to show you how that works by creating a new table. Let's say that we want to create a table about robots. Okay, let's say it's robots first look. Okay, so that's the name of the table. We start with this empty table right here, and you can add entries one by one. For example, let's say armed with a Gatling gun, for example. Okay, as you can see, we have this entry right here, and you can add an entry one by one using this method. But you also have other options to import content to a table. For example, the one I prefer is this paste a comma separated list. Okay, so to do that, what you would do is you can write down in Notepad or whatever you get your table from. The important thing is that each entry has a comma afterwards. Okay, so you just select all the text, you copy it, and then you go here, paste comma separated list, and paste it. All right, so you see now you have all the entries here in your table. And if you want to add a tag, all you have to do is press on this plus button right here, and let's say that we are going to tag this table with robots. Okay, so now here in the drop down we have a robot category where we only have this table. If we were to add more tables, they would go in here. Another way you can add tables is using this CSV option. Okay, and what that means is that if you have a spreadsheet like this one where we have robot names, you can import that into the Augur. So we're going to create a new table, let's say robot names, and we see the empty table here. You don't see the table here because we are on the robots, and here in all you see our table. Okay, if we add the robot tag to the table, now it will appear here on robots. So that's how you create your folders or your categories for your tables. Okay, so let's say that we have this table here here I'm using Google Spreadsheets. You could also use Excel, and what you would do is you press here on export it as a comma separated CSV file. Okay, once you do that, you will have a file in your computer that you can now import. Okay, so we go to the download folder, and we have this robot names table. Okay, we open it, and we see the table gets filled. And that way you can add your tables and continue playing. So let's say, for example, that we have our combat bot here and we want to give it a name. We could roll on this table that we just added. Let's say this robot name Bastion. I like that. You can copy the result here, and then you paste it here. So our combat bot name is now Bastion. Do remember, the Augur has a lot more features than just tables. There's a lot you can do. You can add maps, you can put characters on the map, you can even put your assets on the map now, and all sorts of things you can do with the Augur. This video is only centered on the tables because that's the latest update. But do check the channel. There are many videos in there going over every feature that you can use within the Augur. One more thing before I forget, there's something else you can do with tables. Something very important is that you can now put tables within tables. Okay, for example, this table here called example table, we have two tables and we have regular entries. Okay, I'm going to make a new one from scratch. So let's say names example. Okay, and I want to have names here from Starforge, from Iron Sword, and so on. Okay, so let's go to Iron Sword, and here we have the names, character. Let's get the character names. Okay, character name. You can drag a table by grabbing the icon here, and then you drop it in this area, okay? So now we have this table here. Now let's go to StarForge and let's get also the names from here. And I don't know, it's under I something similar, character name, okay? And we drop that here too, okay? So now if we go back to our table, our names example table, when we press here, we are rolling on these three tables, okay? With this option, what it does is that it merges all the tables here into one big table and rolls on it. You can also add regular entries. Say, let's add a few names, and let's add a few more really quick here. Okay, all right. And what I want to show you here is if you disable this, you are going to be getting more of these names than the others, because when you disable this, what is happening is that each table is treated as an individual entry, okay? So it rolls on all 8 entries, and if it gets on entry 1, then it will roll in that table. If you press here, then all the tables are merged into one big table, so you are less likely to get this. You are going to be getting mostly names from these tables, because each one has 100 names. I hope that's clear, but this is very powerful. You can make some very complex tables using this, and there's really a lot of possibilities for your games if you decide to use this nested tables feature. Alright, that's it for this video. I think I rambled way too long, and if you want to see more of the features that the Augur has, go to augurbtt.com, and believe me, there are way more features than what you've seen on this video. Also, if you want to stay on top of all the updates that I'm going to be making for the Augur in the future, please subscribe to the channel, and thank you. See you on the next one.